Hello Greenstylers, Cynthia here with a sewing tutorial for the Fairway set, the skirt version. In this video I'll make the skirt that comes as part of the Fairway set. The Fairway set includes a semi-relaxed tank, but if you want to follow along with me making the tank, click on the link in the upper right hand corner now. Follow along with me here if you'd like to make the skirt with undershorts with pockets and drawstring with grommets. For the Fairway, we suggest stretch knits with at least 50% horizontal and vertical stretch. Cotton modal spandex and athletic knits are two popular choices. Now let's take a look at the pieces you'll need to cut. Cut one of piece S1, the front short side. You can choose between 3 lengths and make sure to cut with the pattern pieces and fabric facing up, transferring notches onto your fabric. Cut one of piece S2, the front long side, choosing the same length and making sure your fabric is again facing upward, transferring all notches as well. Choose one of piece S3, the back main, choosing the same length option, transferring notches onto your fabric, and tracing the dart markings onto the wrong side of your fabric. Cut one of piece C1, the front waistband, transferring notches, and transferring the grommet markings if you'll be adding the optional drawstring. Cut one of piece C2, the back waistband, transferring notches as well. There are 3 facing pieces to cut to finish the bottom of the skirt. Front facing 1, which is C3, make sure to transfer notches. Front facing 2, which is C4, and back facing C5. Each piece has notches and make sure to transfer them onto your fabric. For the attached shorts, cut 2 of piece H1 as a mirror images, transferring notches. Cut 2 of piece H2, the back main, as mirror images. If you're using the gusset, make sure to cut along the gusset cut line. Transfer all notches onto your fabric. Cut 2 of piece H3, the side panel, as mirror images. Transfer notches onto your fabric. And cut 2 of piece H4, the side panel pocket. In addition, you'll need a length of 2-inch wide elastic for the waistband, cut according to this chart, which can be found on page 12 of the tutorial. If adding grommets, you'll need a piece of interfacing and your grommet installation tools. Let's begin with the darts on the back side of the skirt. I like to mark the dart on both the right and wrong side of the fabric and mark the ends of the dart with pins for easier folding. Fold with right sides together along the center line of the dart. To make sure I folded exactly in half, I like to stick the pins through the dart line so that I can check on the other side to make sure they're going through the dart line on the opposite side. Begin stitching at the raw edge of the fabric and stitch along the marked line of the dart. Note that there is a slight curve to the dart and you will be using a straight stitch for this stitch. Stitch off the end of the dart at the fold without back stitching and leave your thread tails long. Tie a few knots to secure your stitches. Stitch both darts, then press the darts both toward the center of the skirt piece. With right sides together, place the front short side onto the skirt back, lining up the double notches. Pin or clip into place. Then place the front long side S2 onto the back, right sides together and lining up the single notches. Pin or clip into place. Stitch using a stretch stitch or serger and a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Press the side seams toward the back. Place the front facing 1 or C3 onto the back facing C5 with right sides together. Line up the single notch. Then place front facing 2 or C4 onto the back facing C5 with right sides together, lining up the double notch. Stitch with a straight stitch. Press the seam allowances open. Now we're going to use a serger or a zigzag stitch to neaten the inner side of the facing pieces, just right here. To do this, I'll lengthen my serger stitch all the way up to 4. As you arrive at the inner right angle of your piece, straighten out the line that you're serging so the fabric will bunch up on the outside of the foot, just like so. As long as that line remains straight, you'll have a nice consistent stitch throughout. Make sure the seam allowances stay pressed open as you finish that edge. Now place the facing onto the bottom of the skirt with right sides together. Align the seams of the facing with the seams of the skirt. Pin or clip into place. Stitch using a straight stitch or serger in a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Remember to change back your stitch length if you're going to use your serger, as I am. Now, you might be able to get more precision when using a sewing machine, but I wanted to show you how to get those right angles on a serger. What you're going to do is stitch straight off the first edge, and then you're going to stitch straight back on after turning your fabric 90 degrees, and you'll do it again at the other corner. Stitch all the way to the edge of the fabric and stitch straight off. You're not trying to make that corner with your serger at this point. Clip your threads, and then you're going to serge back on in a perfectly straight line using that 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. If you stitch with a sewing machine, you're going to just put your needle down to make that corner, and you're going to clip off at a 45-degree angle. Because we used our serger, we will not be clipping anything off, but you can still achieve a nice clean corner. So now we're going to turn the facing to the wrong side. Use a blunt tool. I have this knitting needle to poke out those corners very carefully. You never want to poke through your stitches. Give everything a nice press and then pin into place using several pins so that it doesn't shift when sewing. Top stitch using a slightly lengthened straight stitch. Use your fingers as you're stitching to feel the finished edge of the facing underneath and make sure your stitching follows that line. Leave your needle down when you get to the corner in order to turn the fabric 90 degrees. Press it again and take a moment to enjoy those beautiful squared corners before turning it over and folding at the side seams. Overlap the narrow side on the bottom and the wider side on top, lining up the single notches. You'll notice that I'm accidentally layering the short side on top, but we actually prefer and recommend the longer side on top. Of course, you can always make a design choice and do yours like mine. It will still work either way. Pin or clip and baste along the overlapped portion. Fold the top edge of the side panel pocket down to the wrong side. Use the fold line on the pattern piece as a guide. It's also 1 inch. And stitch with a cover stitch or zigzag stitch. Bring over the side panel pieces H3 to your table. Make sure they're situated correctly, with the slant at the top, the double notch higher than the single notch. Now place your pocket pieces onto the panel pieces and pin or clip into place. Baste together along all 3 edges. If you'd like to see the optional gusset installation, use this link to head on over to my Restore Pants tutorial and watch the gusset installation, then come on back over for the rest of construction. Place the 2 back main pieces H2 with right sides together, aligning at the crotch seam. If you use the gusset, make sure it's folded out. Pin and stitch with a stretch stitch or serger and a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Place the side pocket panels onto the back with right sides together. Line up the double notches and pin or clip into place. Stitch using a stretch stitch or serger and a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Place the front main H1 onto the side panels with right sides together, lining up the single notches. Pin or clip into place. Stitch using a stretch stitch or serger and a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Now fold the shorts so that right sides are together and the center fronts are aligned. Pin or clip into place. Stitch using a stretch stitch or serger and a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Now fold the shorts so that the inner legs are right sides together. Pin or clip along that inner leg seam. Stitch using a stretch stitch or serger and a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Hem the bottom edge of the shorts by turning under 1 inch, and that can easily be found where the edge of the shorts flare out at the bottom for your hem. Top stitch in place using a cover stitch or zigzag stitch. You may find it helpful to mark the quarter points on the shorts and the skirt before the next step. Slip the shorts into the skirt, lining up the center back and the quarter points if you marked them. Distribute the ease evenly and pin or clip into place. Baste around the upper edge. Make sure you've marked the grommet or buttonhole marks onto the wrong side of the fabric. I like to mark it on both sides. But on the wrong side, you'll place a square of interfacing over the marks and iron into place. Follow the instructions on your grommet kit, but I'll show you here how I do it. Use the included hole punch or an awl to poke holes, and then tiny scissors to make little snips around that hole, just big enough to poke the grommet piece through. But be very careful that you don't snip too large, because you don't want that hole to be bigger than your grommet. Pick up the eyelet with the smaller barrel and poke it through from the right side to the wrong side. Now place that eyelet onto the base. Now place the washer onto the eyelet barrel. This is the piece with the larger opening. Now place the anvil on top and hammer. Place the back waistband C2 onto the front waistband C1 with right sides together, and pin or clip along the short side seams. Stitch using a straight stitch and a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. We use a straight stitch so that we can press the seam allowance open for less bulk on the side of that waistband. Now press that seam allowance open and fold the waistband in half lengthwise with wrong sides together. Once again, I've marked the quarter points at the top of the skirt and on the bottom of the waistband. Now slip the waistband down onto the skirt with raw edges up, pin into place with right sides touching. Stitch with a stretch stitch or serger and a 3/8 inch seam allowance, leaving a 2-inch opening in the back. Or you can baste the waistband on first, leaving a 2-inch opening in the back, and then stitch all the way around using your serger, which is what I'll be doing. Use a safety pin or a bodkin to thread the elastic through the waistband. Pull out a few inches on each side of the opening and overlap the elastic by a 1/2 inch. You'll stitch an X using your sewing machine to secure the elastic. Now use a stretch stitch or serger to close up that opening, or stitch all the way around, which is what I'm going to do. Turn the waistband up and stitch a 1/2 inch from the top using a stretch stitch or chain stitch on your cover stitch machine. I'll be using a narrow zigzag stitch with 0.5 width and 4.0 length. Stretch the waistband elastic as you stitch just until the waistband fabric is flat and not wrinkled under the foot. Now make another row of stitches 1/2 inches from the bottom of the waistband. Thread the drawstring through the buttonholes or grommets and around the channel, and you are done. Congratulations on completing your fairway skirt, and if you haven't already, meet me over at the fairway shirt tutorial to sew along with me your very own fairway top. Till next time, happy sewing from me and all of us at Greenstyle.